Hello, Kon-Heads is back with episode 5, and it's an Elfen Lied episode. And today, here with me is...
Thomas.
Carlos.
Jackson.
Richard.
And I'm Jared. And let's get this episode started! Woo! So, Elfen Lied, I recently saw this about last year, the end of last year. I watched it on Hulu, because it was the only one that showed it.
Wow.
And I watched it subbed.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I'm good. I'm a dub guy. I've seen the subbed.
I watched it dubbed and I thought it was pretty good.
It's pretty
The
incredible.
dub isn't bad. I do have to say for the Japanese voice actors though, it was really, really good. Well done, definitely.
I do want to see it dubbed though, to see how well it was dubbed. Or
It is pretty well dubbed.
Well done.
So you should see it.
It's well dubbed.
Sir.
Well dubbed, sir.
Does anyone want to kind of give us the synopsis of this anime, like the whole gist of it?
Carlos?
All right.
Try for it.
I guess I've seen it like 30 times, so I guess I would be the authority on that.
I can only handle one
I saw it
personally,
once.
but it was incredible.
I like to rewatch animes with friends, so I tend to watch animes multiple times. Just, anyways, okay. Basic summary, without going off of a real one, is there are these beings called Diclonius, who are also referred to as the Horned People. They have vector arms, is what they're called. Basically, invisible arms that they have really, like, supernatural power, control over. Strength. They can vibrate them, apparently, to such an extent that they are as sharp as any blade or anything they can pretty much cut through.
They use them a lot.
She
They
can
use
kill
them-
Goku with these.
Whoa,
Whoa, guys! I know I'm
Calm
upset,
down.
guys.
down, sir.
I'm
Alright.
serious.
Maybe she could cut him.
She could cut him,
She
maybe.
could take his arms off.
And do you know what Goku is made of?
I don't know. It's like immaterial.
He's made of like dark matter. Monkey dark matter. That's what he is.
Exactly.
Wow.
Anyways, getting off subject.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
Thanks for derailing us.
moving on with the synopsis. Basically, the one specific one, who is called Lucy, has broken out and is...
Naked?
She's very naked in the first part.
The very
naked.
first scene when she's like coming out of that laboratory or whatever it
Yeah.
is, so accurate.
Like, right? Accurate feeling.
From
right.
the hospital, you know, where he just
Yeah.
obliterates that.
Oh my god.
Those
yes.
guards, same scene.
Basically.
Except she decapitates this very stereotypical loud anime girl and then uses her body as a shield.
It
Which is
awesome.
awesome.
Like, well, that happened.
See, when I saw that, I was just like, this is Acura, but with women.
See, I didn't know what I was watching. I was like, what's going
Dude,
on?
okay, y'all gotta understand, I watched this anime back when I was like 14, so it was
Holy
like,
crap.
so it was like
You're scarred. No
amazing. It was amazing. But anyways, so going back to it again, she has just broken out of what a laboratory that researches them. She gets free, but as if none of you have seen this, by the way, there's a lot of spoilers. Should have said that.
Yeah, lots of spoilers.
As always,
I'll put a disclaimer
we
on the...
spoilerific it up.
But basically, she gets shot. Normally, she can't get hit by bullets because of her arms. She can deflect them. Badass, by the way.
The vector arms.
The vector arms.
So she gets shot with a 50 caliber sniper rifle, which it moves fast enough to penetrate her.
Wasn't it
arm.
like a... I thought it was like a special...
It was
like,
an
sniper rifle.
anti-tank 50 caliber sniper rifle,
It can kill a building.
basically. it
keep
kills.
going. Keep going.
And keep going. So
And they were still like, is this enough?
yeah, and it was just enough to knock her unconscious and do a heavy
Didn't it
trauma to her brain.
Didn't it
which-
take off some of her horn?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that shot did not take off. That wasn't until later.
Till
Oh,
later?
my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it was with another one.
Yeah,
of them.
exactly. At that point, you know, she loses consciousness, and then you find her later. Actually, the main character, Coda, finds her later, and she doesn't have any idea who she is. She can't speak. She can only make noises.
She's kind of like in Chobits, where all she can say is "knee" or whatever.
Exactly. She. What does she say?
In Chobits or in this?
No,
in this?
Obviously, in Chobits.
Mew?
Mew. Yeah, she just keeps saying.
So that's
Mew.
why they called her Mew, because that's...
Pretty much,
Yeah,
she can
Chobit
say-
style, basically. Okay, so and basically the whole story is really interesting in the fact that they got so many genres into one thing. It's psychological horror, comedy, romance.
In the
Dra-
first
just drama.
episode.
In the first episode,
Yeah.
drama. I mean,
Sci-fi.
And angst.
yeah,
Lots of angst.
It's amazing. It's definitely gives you the weirdest ride you'll ever have. You know, it's one of those animes you'll never forget.
Carlos, do you know when this came out?
Not off the top of my head. No, I'd have to-
2012, I think. Or not 12, 2002, I think.
2002.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
that's a
say
pretty
that.
older.
It's a much older anime because when I watched it, it had
'Cause
already been out for years.
When I watched it, it didn't seem that old because the animation was still really well.
It's-
that
it's
animation
right
is
after-
top notch,
Yeah.
especially for the time.
July 25th, 2004.
2004. Yeah.
2004.
But it is truly, like, even to this day, it's still one of the best animated shows I've ever
Yeah.
seen in
Yeah.
wise.
Hands down, it's one of my favorites.
In fact, yeah, in terms of just anime in general, this
It's
gets
a
like a
must-see.
5-star for me, and it's something that I would probably
You know what's
Yeah,
would have
funny?
never watched originally.
You know
I
what's
had
funny?
this-
I went to me and Joseph. We went to a video store,
Mhm.
and it was in the kids section. It was under like children.
That's evil.
Mommy,
Oh,
that deserves that evil laugh.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, "Oh, mommy, that looks so good."
I took it. I was like, "This should not be here," and I put it on a different shelf.
Good job.
Good for you,
This-
man.
Yeah, this
Yeah, because I stumbled upon this, like I said, like pretty much junior high. I think
I was 18 and it messed me
hit me
up.
last year, and it still punches me in the face.
Me and Carlos kind of had the same thing because I watched Acura when I was like 13, 14.
Yeah, so I watched Acura when I was
my
like
God.
10, 11.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was freaking. I love that anime.
I bet it was even more awesome then.
Oh my god, dude! It came on Showtime late at night.
Yes.
My parents went to bed, and it came on, and I was like, "The fuck is this?"
Especially that part where he's in the hospital, the bear comes alive. Or,
Oh yeah.
You just hear that weird like baby-esque music.
The baby scene is what scarred me when. I
Oh,
was
at the
a kid.
end?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Oh,
When he's like Chowder's inside me. and
yeah.
it's
I was
just-
like, "Oh my god."
You're like, oh my god.
yeah.
Getting back to Elfen Lied.
That's a different
That's a
podcast.
different podcast.
Anyways, where were we? I could
She
we
got
pr-
shot. She's now
She meets Coda.
Yeah.
Dakota.
She doesn't remember anything. She can't speak all that well.
Yeah, but basically the anime just follows them trying to recover her and find her, having a hard time because she's not.
Trying to figure out what these things are.
Yeah. At the same time, I guess whatever science people are trying to find her,
The evil douche.
they're having a hard time finding
Evil
her because
scientist.
she's
Let's be honest. It's the Umbrella Corporation, all right?
Might as well be, actually.
basically they're trying to find her, and so
Anyway,
and they're having a hard time because she
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
became somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good synopsis. Do you guys have any like favorite parts of the anime?
So many.
Take it away,
Has
Thomas.
one.
okay, I got one. And the massive spoilers, by the way.
I'm gonna put a disclaimer. If you're watching it by now, you're spoiled.
You're a spoiled world rat.
Spoiled
You've
brat.
been spoiled rotten.
There's this one part. It's at the very end, and this is what made me like. Okay, this. I've never watched an anime where I was like near tears, and this is the one that.
Are you talking about the very end?
Yes.
Yes, so good.
Okay,
Loved the ending.
they're heading off to the this bridge. New and well, it's actually Lucy at that time. She went back to her previous state, and she's gonna go out there and kill people. And Coda tries to stop her, and then in the anime you find out that she actually knew Coda from a little while back when they were kids, before the government picked her up. And
She had powers too.
yeah, she had powers back then too.
And she had done many,
And she done
many of
bad things.
Yes.
Very bad things. And
And she had realized it.
Yeah, and
right?
she realized what she'd done and everything else, and she's like, you know, I deserve to die and everything else.
And the anime does such a good job of like, you actually feel for Lucy, believe it or not. Like what she's gone through, I think I would be the same way. Like if I were her, and it totally.
Well, does it ever make you feel like she's a bad guy?
Honestly, no.
She feels very much like the victim.
You feel sorry for her. Is what
And the whole time she's
and
grown up, she's been like tortured by these scientists and stuff.
And it's so surprising that you don't make her like they don't make you feel like she's a bad guy
because you see everything that she does.
She's done some horrible fucking things.
Because the beginning,
one
she's
of my favorite things about this anime. Honestly.
It leads you to believe she's like a monster because they're all shooting
she
at her.
She kills like 50 people.
She like dismembers people, but then
children, adults.
As a matter of fact, the beginning of the anime, there's not a whole lot of explanation. She's just killing things. In the very beginning, she kills everybody and walks out of the place, and you're just like,
okay,
why? Like, and it just. It's a roller coaster.
And in that moment, Koda like reveals that it's not really a secret, but he loves her. And it's just one of those moments where I'm just going like...
He's like, girl, I love you.
He has to forgive her. Do you know why?
Because
she give it away.
Okay, she killed Koda's parents.
And his
sister. Yeah.
His younger sister.
And with their vectors. With their vectors when they were like 8.
Yeah,
rip
her in half.
Yeah, rip them apart.
Blood everywhere. Whoa. I can't even imagine.
And he like says that he loves her and he forgives her.
Love is blind, man. She ripped his family apart.
Right, literally.
And she breaks down too, and she starts crying. They start crying.
Because
I start crying.
He forgives her. Everybody pretty much watching starts crying.
Yeah, except for Jared, that bastard.
I don't have
Jared
emotions.
He doesn't have emotions.
Watch Kon-Heads' story. You will die.
We'll get to that.
That's on my list. But that's my favorite part because it did show the accumulation of everything, and it mixed it so well, shook it up and poured out into a drink that
It was a great build-up.
I cried.
It was a great build-up.
It was.
It hurt going down, but it felt so good.
It didn't let me down. I was like, that was really good.
Really good storytelling.
A complete epic from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. Like, this is not a single, every episode's important.
Yeah.
Nothing needs to be left out.
Yeah, like, when I was watching...
Almost a minute of it.
When I was watching on Hulu, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. It's one of those animes that you could sit through just beginning to end and not be phased. Like, not ever feel like, I gotta take a break.
Not just that, but you can watch it in one day. It's only, 13 episodes?
13
yeah, so you can watch that in an afternoon and be done. And
long afternoon, but yeah.
I did it. It was great. I loved it.
I watched, like, all of Bleach in, like, less than, 2 months. That was... It hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt.
But you left out some filler.
I did leave out some filler. But
if you watch the whole thing, you'd just be
okay.
Like,
you didn't do what I had to do. Wait, every freaking week.
I did that with Dragon Ball Z and pretty much every anime I grew up on. Inuyasha.
Years.
I 3-dayed Attack on Titan. I 3-dayed it.
That's impressive.
Want a cookie?
Yeah. Yes.
How about you?
We don't have cookies.
I watched a 24-episode anime in one sitting.
Yeah, I've done that.
Chobits.
I've done that.
So good. Chobits was good though.
Anyway, Carlos, what's your favorite part of that anime?
I love the part he mentioned, but the very end scene.
Oh, where
I just lost it. Yes.
The pink hair girl?
No, where you just see them moving on with their lives after.
Yeah.
Big spoiler: she died. Yeah, she got killed.
She dies on the bridge. Yeah.
And they're moved on with their lives and everything.
Did it say the time gap? Oh,
it's like 3 years.
3 years.
Something like that.
I don't know. It's like a week. It's not even. It's like a few days or something like that. Yeah,
it's not.
It's not very long.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the wrong one then.
And at the end, basically, they're they've moved on a little bit. They still miss her, but And throughout the anime, she has this little music box that always plays the beginning song tune, and like it just always is playing, and Lucy loved that music box, but her other counterpart, Mew, who she became because of the split personality thing, kept messing with this clock that didn't work and just would not work. And she took it apart, put it back. They were like, whatever, you can't break it anymore.
Yeah.
And the ending scene was just so poetically amazing. Is like suddenly they just hear. Yes, the music box plays that too.
That tune.
Yeah.
Love that tune.
So good. But basically, it's playing. You hear the music box playing, and then you hear a knock at the door, and it slowly winds down, and Coda goes, "Who's that?" He walks up to the door, and then then suddenly you hear a loud chime of the clock starting, and he turns around, looks at the clock, and then it shows the shadow of Mew standing at the door.
Yeah, that was.
It was just poetically amazing and beautiful. It just showed kind of the death of Lucy, but Mew lived.
Yeah. It was kind of the perfect ending for that. Anime.
For all the brutality, it sure had the feels.
Yeah.
It had the feels.
It knew how to soften the heart.
It really did. Punches
So-
you.
Really got to
Jackson, what's your favorite part?
There's a lot of good ones, but I definitely know the one that captured me the most, and probably the thing that this anime is all about. The dog scene.
Oh my god!
Son of a bitch.
I'm not the type that gets really moved by stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can look at a painting and be like, cool. I can listen to some music, be like, that's kind of cool. It has a good beat and everything. I'm rarely ever like, oh, I love this, or I'm angry, or whatever.
Or even like gruesome pictures, even real gruesome pictures of real events and real things.
Yeah.
Really,
Okay, would you say this isn't your favorite part, or the part that has stuck with you the most?
The part that won't even, it will never leave me. This is absolutely the climax of the anime, and you can.
It's both like a favorite part and like
it's
least
my favorite and
part
least
because it's so.
It's also where you realize why Lucy is so
Exactly.
fucked up.
It shows the worst of humanity.
Yeah.
like literally. Yes,
I mean,
it
and
just-
I
it's
literally was.
embodies
It's
it.
like
I
the
was-
black tape on Yu Yu Hakusho. It's like the worst that humanity could do.
And I'm not like these guys. I can't just blast through anime. Like I couldn't blast through this anime. All right, it's too emotional for the most part. But it's just like,
Did you just turn it off and like?
no, I went outside and I was pissed off. I was just like, how could they do that? It's a puppy! And I was so...
Tell us what happened in this scene, Jackson.
Alright, well, also, this is a flashback, and y'all know how I feel about flashbacks. If y'all have seen any of these, I hate them for the most part, but this is a very well tied in flashback.
That shows you that, because flashbacks are usually annoying,
yeah,
repetitive.
Who cares?
You don't need this,
and
but
this is very necessary.
Yes.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. And anyway, so
there's some Bleach parts too.
we're in Lucy's past, and she was a kid, and because of her ears and stuff, she was picked on. And it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure anybody who was a kid at one point understands that.
Yeah.
But she was picked on. This dog loved her. And horrible little
Bastards. Just hell spawn.
all right, I don't.
There's no reason why you should act like this.
Okay, absolutely, it's unforgivable to me. Like this was her dog. The dog had done nothing to them, and these three little.
The only thing that
kids-
gave her joy because everyone's picking on her.
Yeah, always bringing her down. Everything brings her down. This puppy is it for her.
Little,
And they
little
beat it.
little joy she has in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
little
They're
8-year-old
not even 8-year-olds because they're still in like kindergarten. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, I
5 or
forgot.
6.
Yeah. And they beat it to death in front of her and in front of you, the audience.
Yeah.
This puppy with a
They
plant.
throw it against the wall,
Yeah.
grab a vase, and
Just
beat it
until it's
to
a bloody
death.
pulp.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no.
Why are
But
these? Who are these kids? Why are they doing
all of a
this?
sudden I associated all the anger that she would probably have, and if I had her powers, I definitely
The same
would've killed
thing.
him. would've
I
killed
wanted
them
the
all.
same
Oh my
thing
God.
that happened.
Not even, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not a violent person by any means. I would
No,
never do
we're
anything
sane
like that.
people, but if you saw this,
As a 6-year-old, no wonder she's messed up.
Yeah.
well, because she's been picked on,
Tortured
tortured by them.
called fucking unspeakable things. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason for this. Just because she looks different.
Yeah, and she's and seriously, the only thing different about the people in the show is they have these little ears, but they're kind of like bones, but they're
They
little
look like
ears
horns.
protruding out of their head.
And
that's it.
nobody really
Yeah.
really knows about the vectors because they're invisible.
Yeah, they're as human as can be besides these little ears. So,
Yeah.
like, imagine one of us walking around, we had these horn things. It would be odd. It wouldn't cause me to do that.
Yeah.
And
Cause
just
me
thinking
to-
about it. Just think about
Yeah.
it. It's pissing me off just now thinking about it. Because that was one of the most moving points of all anime.
Look,
Maybe all
let's
media.
be honest
Yeah,
here.
for me.
People judge people on a lot less feature change.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. But,
That just,
yeah.
it's the worst, like,
It's the worst, and that's why Lucy's
Yeah.
not a monster in my book, and that's why you as the audience relate to her, because in
like
that
even in
scene,
psychology, people that kill animals, they're gonna grow up like
Sociopaths.
yeah. So you know she did us a favor in killing, just annihilating these little
they killed
bastards.
3 little sociopaths,
Yeah.
and they all jumped in. Nobody tried to stop it.
Her
just right
friend
in
was
front
kind of
her.
hesitant, but she could have helped. She could have done something.
She didn't do.
She didn't do anything.
Damn.
Whatever. So Lucy is now screwed up beyond all reason. I love the fight scenes in this show too.
Yeah.
Moving on to a bit of a less dramatic. Oh, the fight scenes are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
God,
stuff
yes.
they can do with their vectors and everything. Like, in particular, this cop is freaking hilarious. But like every time they fight each other, it's an epic fight. Like the cop is this total like, oh yeah, I'm like Hercule in this show, and he's hilarious. And he always has a gun. He's like trying to sneak up, and Lucy's pretty much bad A.
Yeah.
And their first fight is awesome in that little like junkyard thing.
Yeah.
Where she's like all jumping around, flying around and stuff. But the fight scenes are good. The feels.
The feels.
Didn't they like do like a? It was like at Coda's place. They had like that SWAT team there, and Lucy that's like when Lucy like first re-emerged, right?
Yeah.
She kills like everybody.
Oh, one more scene. Sorry, and then I'm done. But it was a scene that really freaked me out at first. Whenever Lucy first sees the dog, and she's I think Mew at this point,
Yeah.
but she sees the dog and it's like attached to a because this is so like
Linked.
Yes, it's telling you what's about to happen. All of a sudden, you see the vectors go, and you think she just like brutally kills this dog, right? And then
Yeah.
it goes to a commercial break. You're like, what the heck? And it comes back, and all she did was she cut the leash off, and I was just like, oh thank God, I was about to hate you so much, But I remember freaking out big time.
Oh no, that scene freaked me out. I was like, she did not.
Yeah, she's destroyed a puppy. Like, no.
And it was that, and of course it's like the little orphan girl's doll.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that if it went that way, oh my
Yeah,
god,
this
I
could
don't
be a
know
very
if
different anime.
I don't know if I would have been able to continue.
But it was so genius how they did that because it really makes you think she just killed a dog for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Oh. Well played, sir.
It's like,
Well played. You got me.
Okay, we're good then.
Okay.
So that's my favorites.
Richard, do you have a favorite part of this anime?
Basically the same part that Carlos talked about.
Yeah, the
The
very
ending.
end is
the very
just
Yeah.
so beautiful, so poetic,
So poetic.
art.
So the feels.
The
The feels.
Right in the childhood.
The feels.
What about you, Jared?
Well, I'm just gonna go with the opening scene when she's walking out the laboratory. Because when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, that's Acura," kind of inspired. So that's what hooked me.
it just
rolling
got
heads.
you right then and there.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is going in the right direction."
Dude, say like I remember like when I first heard about the anime, and I was just like, it can't be as bad as they say, or it can't be as crazy as they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when I first
They
saw
probably
it,
lied to you. It's probably way too crazy.
well,
It was awesome.
when I first saw it, I like watched the first episode and I kind of like turned off my computer. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't watch the rest of this. No, I'll watch the rest of it.
So good.
Well, earlier Jackson used a word. It's called capsulating.
Encapsulating.
Oh,
bam! Patented. Jackson Fana. Don't steal it.
2014. Bam, bam. So-
Okay, take it actually.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So moving on.
What about this anime did that for you, Thomas?
That encapsulated me,
Yes.
like just completely engrossed. me
Yeah.
in this
What was the
series.
point where you're like, oh, I'm in this?
I'm in it to win it.
I'm trying to think here. Like I said, like that was actually one of my first like adult animes I ever saw. Really.
Oh, naughty boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of was. I mean,
How old are you?
I was 18,
18.
and
Well, you just turned a man, sir.
well, I mean, what I'd watched was like pretty tame compared to this.
Really?
I've never seen an anime quite as hardcore as it, honestly.
Yeah. Really.
Well, I mean, like, I grew up watching Gundam and...
Inuyasha is amazing.
Well, I mean, even some of Inuyasha...
Pause, everybody! Inuyasha is amazing.
Well,
moving on.
Even like Inuyasha...
No.
And Gundam, and even like in Gundam and stuff, there wasn't like a lot of like brutal... I mean, there was some brutalness in Gundam, but I mean, it was with
They
mechs.
threw a man out of a plane.
Okay.
And shot him. And it
See,
was
I think
great.
this anime really opened me up to a lot of psychological horror, and that's my favorite genre now.
That's fair.
For me, I just love, well, not even just psychological horror, but tragedies and,
Well, I mean, this was my first like adult story.
Thought-provoking kind of animes.
what the term
Absolutely.
in anime is called a deconstruction. A genre that literally takes a genre and breaks it down. Just completely changes what you think it is and just redefines that. And
My first introduction to that actually is When They Cry, and it was Carlos who introduced me to that.
That's a different podcast.
oh my god, we should have done that one.
Anyway, but this was my first...
That one was even on a different scale, even to
Yeah.
Elfen Lied.
With all my anime training over the years, all the watching, that didn't even prepare me for that anime.
Yeah.
I know it didn't.
Phenomenal.
Anyway, what encapsulated with me, this is my first like adult story in anime, and it was a good one to be introduced to. So I'm glad I watched it, and I'm glad that that was my first one to be introduced to. If it was like When They Cry, I'd be like, no, I'm done. So that was me, Carlos. What about you?
What are you talking about?
What encapsulated you? What got you to watch this? And just like,
Honestly, I just heard that it was like super gruesome and awesome.
and lots of boobs.
And yes, there was tits. I do love tits, and I was what, 14, 13 years old when I heard about this. So times that by 10 because I was like,
You're just a fucked up human being.
I was pretty.
It's Carlos.
I was like twisted, fucked up, and tits. Sign me up.
that I
roller
need to be
coaster
watching.
right there.
That is what I need in my life. But yeah, but in all seriousness, I just heard about it and it was curiosity. I saw like the first 10 minutes of it and I was just like,
Tits.
this is gonna be awesome. See, it wasn't even the tits. If I'm gonna be honest, it really wasn't the tits. It was the fact that she decapitated like 50 people by the first 10 minutes and ripped somebody's heart out and threw it at somebody's chest. Yeah, in the first 5-10 minutes.
In the nude.
Yeah.
While in the nude.
While wearing this freaky helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Actually.
Well, Jackson, you started this word.
Okay, I remember being told by like the anime guru of my time. His name is Zach, and if you're watching this, by the way, thank you for introducing this to me. But he told me all about this anime, and he pretty much gave me all the reasons to never watch an anime, and that was his reasons for watching it. He's like, "Yeah, dude, it's really weird. It's hard to understand. It's like it's a love story. There's a lot of boobies, like all this stuff." And I was just like, "What the hell? Why? Why do you want me to watch this? Like, like what's?"
Because it's so good.
And I remember I was over at his place, and I watched the first 10 minutes, and I was so, like, it was so off, it was so different than what I guess I'm used to, definitely, that I was just like, I'll give it another episode. Because at first, it's not that I wasn't impressed, I just had no idea what was going on. I hadn't read the manga, all I heard was Zach's horrible synopsis, and I was going off of that, and, like, the beginning made no sense. So I was like, okay, but it was weird enough that I was like, okay, I gotta see another episode of this.
Yeah.
And the gruesome brutality alone will pretty much get anybody hooked immediately. Because like the way she's killing people in that first episode is crazy.
Okay, I guess not anybody. If you are definitely a person who enjoys grotesque amounts of violence, aka if you're like in the age range of like teenager to like 30 something,
Yeah.
you'll love this if you're a guy.
And it's really stylized too. The fight.
Oh
scenes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't even believe this is 2004.
Yeah.
It seems so ahead of its time.
It was when I it was.
And then
Loved
the
it.
story, it never got bad.
Yeah.
Like there was never like I said, never an episode to skip in this entire anime. Just
No, you have to watch every episode, every minute of every episode.
second.
You enjoy every bit of it.
That's
For
a good
different
thing about a
reasons.
13 episode anime too,
Yeah.
is that you don't linger on something.
Yeah,
You have to use those episodes you
There is
get.
no filler.
Zero.
Bleach.
And I found
my
my-
one complaint with Bleach is just too much lingering.
Just
on
too
things.
much.
It's too
And I actually found myself like I couldn't watch large chunks of this anime. I might could now, but at the time I was just like, "Holy crap! I need a break from this." Like this, but it was never like I need to stop watching this. It was I'm coming back to this tomorrow. I'm gonna chew on what I just saw.
I'm gonna go hug a puppy and come back to it.
Right? Go hug puppies
And like
and cry.
Just go to a puppy and be like, I'm glad you're alive.
yeah.
I love you, you little fucker.
And I would highly recommend this anime to pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Like it's so good for all the right reasons, all sorts of different reasons.
But not your mom.
It's
Maybe your mom. She might like the romance.
No, I mean my mom's an action junkie and my dad's a romance guy. Believe it or not.
backwards.
It's the best of both worlds for that. There's
It
incredibly
really is.
romance. It's
It's
incredibly
good.
action. You know.
It's so weird how they could make this so romantic.
Yeah.
The romance is so deep too. It's like, and you feel it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what's
And
the
there's
most
humor,
compact,
too.
little delicious thing? For me, I'm thinking of a Reese's. I enjoy every bit of a Reese's.
Oh, Reese's
It's-
are amazing.
It's gone in like 3 bites.
And there's
That
also
is this
some-
anime.
There's
It's gone,
also,
but every
The Reese's
single
anime.
bit of it is amazing.
there's also humor too. We always leave that out.
Oh right,
It's
it's
just-
hilarious. There
Yeah.
are several parts that'll just make you
Like when he's trying to dress her, and he's
yes.
trying not to look at the same time.
Yeah.
And then the cousin walks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So freaking hilarious.
What's up?
It's not what you think.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant.
You guys have fun. It's like, no, it's not like that.
What about you,
What
Richard?
about
You got
you,
any?
Richard?
I had it in the left. No.
Come back.
Come back to me.
You got some juicy nuggets that need to be said.
What was the question? Maybe that'll.
What encapsulates you about this anime? What about
What-
this anime that hooks you?
Okay.
What was
Well, I think first of all, my brother just bought it. I didn't know anything about it. My brother bought it.
You're just letting your bro
Okay.
buy things like this?
Huh?
You're just letting your bro buy things like this?
Yeah.
So next time.
And,
Oh, stop.
and then Carlos mentioned it was really good.
Oh yeah, I know. I
Watch
told
it.
you about it. I was
Yeah.
like, Richard, you've got to watch this. And then Brian
Yeah.
bought it. I was like, dude, now you have.
And I was
no
like,
reason
sure,
not
it's right
to.
there. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, the first thing that I loved about it was the opening. The opening.
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Song. Love
opening
the song.
song.
And not
It's
Confused me.
sung in
Confused me.
it's sung in Latin.
I was
and it's
terrified.
beautiful.
I was like, what the hell is
It
this?
is
Zach?
like gorgeous Latin.
Well, that's an actual poem
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's a it's a
weird
The
one.
artwork in the
It's-
background.
About the elves, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's
It's like something from Guillermo del
Speaking-
Toro.
Speaking of elves, that's what the name means. It's,
Yeah.
elf song in
Yeah.
German.
elf song.
In
Yes.
German, yeah.
Elfen Lied that's what it would be called.
Yeah.
Do you think like the opening probably is the one thing that grabbed you? Because
Yeah,
I'll be
I
honest,
know.
that got me too.
It was an amazing opening. I mean,
X
there
to the
are a lot
F
of
to the
anime
no.
openings,
What-
and there are a lot of bad ones. There are a lot of amazing ones.
What I
Bleach capitalized.
yeah,
on
that's what they like
amazing
focused on.
Heck yes, that first
Yeah.
opening for Bleach.
Oh,
All of their I hadn't seen one opening
Yeah.
I did not love.
But the first one is
the
like
first one,
Oh, that
was
rap
just-
is so killer.
Oh, my
yeah, I
god,
love
so
it.
good. Yes.
That first one is Bleach.
What I did when I watched Elfen Lied was I didn't watch the opening until the last episode,
Good man.
and then I was like, wow, that was a really
Really?
good opening. Yeah.
Just
Because when I watch shows, I get really annoyed. Like if I keep seeing the same opening over and
well,
over.
that's why you watch it the first time. You
No,
know?
I saved it for the last, and it was great.
no, it was my choice.
Good man, Jared.
See, but
I
the problem
applaud.
is like I know a lot of animes that the opening changes according to the story
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Madoka Magica is just
Yeah.
It changes if you watch it, but
Full Metal Alchemist.
That just
The
changed on
longer
season.
animes usually change it.
Yeah.
Inuyasha, they're also though.
Shut. Most
I like
music
that- I
on
like
that
those.
sucks.
hated.
I like some of the openings.
Yeah, some openings and some closings are really good.
But most
Okay,
of them,
let me put it
eh,
this way:
eh.
it was decent.
Thank you. Stop right there.
It was decent until they lost all meaning and plot.
No, it didn't. Never
Yeah.
lost it.
all
Stop
lost
it.
It did.
meaning.
Stop it.
That's
The
what
last episode was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my
I
life.
hated it so much.
When it stopped, I
so
stopped.
bad.
All right, I was on the couch in a fetal position, about to go psychopathically insane. All right, we will talk about this some other
Moving
time. I
on.
hate the second to last season.
So,
Or
Jared.
episode. I mean,
What encapsulated you?
Just the storytelling is really
It was-
good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really thought out. Like Thomas is really mature. When you watch anime, it's not always the most mature story like One Piece. I had to bash One Piece once, but no,
it's a
it's-
Kon-Heads episode. We gotta do it.
the
at least once.
animation is really it's almost timeless because
One Piece is gonna blow everything up one day.
One Piece had its chance. It's had its chance for far too long to be decent, and it has yet to do so.
So that One Piece.
There are people
Is
that
there-
have squares for heads in that show, and that's what's great.
is there even a story in that anime, or
Yeah,
is it
is
just
there actually
nonsense?
a
the whole
Actually,
time?
one time there was. All right.
At one point there was.
At one time, in the long ago.
Time
I thought it was-
long ago,
was
in a
when
far
it-
off galaxy.
When it first came out on 4Kids, it's kind of cool. Oh, there's this ultimate treasure. They're gonna go find it,
Fruit.
and then nothing for like nothing.
No-
Nothing.
nothing.
They just like, oh, forget the treasure.
That was in Yasha too, you know.
Yeah.
Shake on Jewel, shake on. What
anyway.
the fuck happened to that?
Oh, we could dish One Piece, but as soon as you start dishing Inuyasha,
Do you want to diss?
Jared.
Do you
No,
want to diss
you know
Inuyasha?
what? Just go. Just go.
Do you want to diss?
I love Inuyasha, and you know that. It's like my favorite.
So Soul
Let's talk about characters. Do you got favorite ones?
I do.
You got ones you
I
hate?
do.
I do.
All right,
I do.
let's start with Thomas.
My favorite is New. I don't know why. I liked her. I liked her character a lot. Even though it's the same character basically as Lucy, it is shows. I mean, everything is new. Too new. I think that's why they call her that.
Mew.
Is it
New.
new?
New. It's
Get
your
your favorite character's name wrong, bro.
New.
Mew.
New.
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 No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
It's
It's
an
new.
N.
It's an N. Thank you.
Fine, whatever.
Bitches.
I hear Mew when I heard it.
Just Jackson.
Bitch.
Inuyasha's the best.
Yes.
Anyway, I think that's why I like hers because everything is new to her, and she takes everything. You know, one thing she takes everything is good at
You're like
first.
the bane of my
And
existence.
then that little bit of Lucy kind of creeps in, and it kind of ruins everything for New, and I feel sorry for her. But that's why I like that. I mean, she was a cool character, and that's mine. Moving on to Carlos.
Y'all are gonna think I'm crazy. Mariko.
The crazy.
Yes.
Dude, she was awesome.
She.
You want to wheelchair?
Her story
Oh,
is
that's messed
amazing to me. It is sad.
Mhm.
You see the reason she is the way she is.
Yeah.
I mean, she is fucked up as all get out. But
Well,
But
there's reasons to be.
yeah, she has been locked up, never to see her father, her mother,
Anyone.
anyone, because of how powerful she is. For one,
They locked her up like an angel on Evangelion.
Gillian.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like under the earth. It's in this big.
she's in a big metal
Black room,
spherical
too.
spherical ball that it like has different doors and gateways just to get to her, and it's like
What was awesome to me is when they released her, she wasn't just like busting out like
no,
she was all composed and like
and then she just slaughters
Yeah.
the freaking doctor. It's like, and in a nice, like, happy, child, innocent way. Which,
she took.
if you know
pleasure in
me,
it.
that
He loves the crazies.
He loves the crazy.
It touches me in a way.
That's how he gets his jollies.
the
His sick jollies.
the six sadistic, happy characters that they do it for me. I'm sorry, but
She's
So-
a good character for sure.
Yeah.
Just a disclaimer.
But it's also really
It's a
sad
tragic tale for her.
Because you realize on how much she actually just wants to be loved by her father. Yes, and it kills her that he has this adopted girl who isn't even a normal girl. She's a Diclonus, just like her, but
Yeah. It even looks like her, doesn't it?
like an older version
Yeah.
of her. Yeah, but her father's afraid of her, but not of Nana, who she's basically replaced by, and that just destroys her. And then it finally gets through to him on why she is the way she
I
is.
did like that part at the end.
That's so sad, man.
The way they go, beautiful, just beautiful, artistic, amazing, sad, but yes, that's why she's my favorite.
What's your favorite Jackson?
Jackson.
Oh, Lucy.
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 Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Her story, of course.
I mean, we've probably already elaborated on this enough, but
Do you like the flashback Lucy instead of grown up Lucy a bit more, or
the whole entire character,
just the whole?
Oh.
every bit of Lucy makes Lucy a very believable, very awesome character.
Yeah.
I mean, and every character on the show is believable and awesome. Lucy, just for whatever reason, is to me the coolest,
Yeah.
and Nana being a very close second. I actually really enjoyed Nana.
Yeah, Nana's probably my close second.
And probably close third would be your character. So yeah, like, man, the Diclonus, just because of how horrible they got it, man, like, you really can't. I would say you're probably a pretty messed up human being if you don't like them for whatever reason. Like, how old do you think, what was her name again? Mariko. How old do you think she was?
It says 5 years old.
She's 5?
Dang.
Has the physical appearance of 10 years old.
Jeez.
That might just be the Diclonus thing, though. But
She was only 5.
Yeah.
she's in a wheelchair and all this stuff. Like, the
She
absolute
looks
most,
about 10.
yeah, it's the most tragic of all the stories, and they're all absolutely tragic. So Lucy for me.
Wait, where does this...
It's on
Richard,
weird
do you got a favorite character?
weird site. I would say I can't decide between Lucy or Mariko. I really like Lucy, just like the Lucy persona.
Yeah.
The crazy. I want to kill everybody. Want to.
Yeah, that's my favorite version.
But Carlos brings up a good point to her Mariko's story,
Yeah.
background story.
I did like
is
that
really,
story, though.
like touching, and she's the strongest one.
Yeah.
See, nobody
it's
likes
like
Coda. Oh well. Too
Well,
bad.
Coda's
He's bland.
bland as
Oh,
a
God.
mother.
He is just bland man.
Bland McGee.
Blandy McBlanderson.
They
Yes.
couldn't have made a worse choice on character.
Even his character model is just
Oh yeah.
default.
Yeah.
Bland.
Like,
Default Japanese businessman.
He's
No, not businessman.
Kid. Like
Kid.
anime kid.
it's like the worst. Like, why did they do that? Were they going for the whole silent protagonist thing they do in video games? Were they trying to make you be him?
I think it was
Something.
more of. I think it was more of they wanted to make him bland so that the other characters
focus
were
on,
the
Lucy.
more focused
Yeah.
because he wasn't.
That makes
There
more
wasn't
sense.
anything special about him. He just he was caught in the middle of this, and so the focus really didn't need to be on him. It needed to be on everybody else.
Yeah.
He is a super forgiver. You gotta give him that.
Oh, dude.
I wouldn't forgive Lucy. I will say it right now. I don't care if y'all hate me. Somebody kills my family.
That'd be tough to look past.
Yeah,
Yeah, that especially right in
Front of your
you.
face.
Yeah, as a child, dude. Heck no. Like, I'm sorry. It's like, get that he does get credit in my book for that. But as far as a character, he sucks. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, that makes sense though that they made him the weakest character, so you'd focus on the other characters.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I didn't either. That was my one complaint about this anime is that the main character besides Lucy, I guess, is like the
Coda.
worst. Is like
Right,
the
but
worst.
it's
character.
supposed to be. He's supposed to be just
not-
kind of a.
It's not even a cool name.
No.
It's not like
Koto.
Ryuk or
Ichigo.
like Shinji or something like that.
Ichigo! Or Koga.
Coda the bear. Coda bland guy.
Koga.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay.
Well, what about you?
Yeah, Jared.
Yeah, you didn't
Probably
say
Lucy.
Lucy.
Yeah, and like
default answer.
no, Lucy and actually the homeless girl.
See, that one's up there for me.
I like her a lot. She's just
her
like,
story really just hurts.
I like how she just tries to keep everything calm. Like, just keep the happy home the happy home.
Hey.
And it's sad because you see what she's been through, and yet you see her being as happy as she can be.
Yeah.
And it hurts the happier she is because you realize it's like,
You are not happy, are you?
you should.
Well, you see her backstory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she shouldn't be. It's
She's just a strong character, guys.
yeah, she's just incredible. Yeah, as far as a person, she goes through this with them,
Yeah.
and she fucking just goes with it. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
What,
I respect her.
what about Incest Girl?
Oh Lord.
Oh, damn it.
No, I was just gonna get to that since
Did
I
you
didn't
not?
have really a new character to like, except for the homeless girl. But I hate the cousin slash love interest.
I never liked that. I can't
It isn't
stand
the
it.
whole like incest thing. It's just I don't like her as a character.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
And I don't like
him. Honestly, I could even forgive the whole cousin incest thing.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
I can.
Isn't that more of a norm in Japan? No?
It's
more than us. I guess.
yeah.
I'm saying
Some
not
said
like
it's frowned
sis-
upon.
not like sister brother type thing, but I'm saying like
Cousin.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Yes and no. It's kind of like it's more like what do you call it? More traditional and
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
like
thinking.
Well, anyways,
But anyway, that character.
yeah, she herself is just not a very
She seems very thrown in. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. Like
She's
you
not
could
a
not
very
be in there, and
pleasant
it would not
character.
affect the
Well,
anime.
for me, she's not very likable.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really like about her.
I think she was just there for conflict between Lucy and Coda. And
Well, yeah, I mean that would make sense. They needed a female antagonist.
yeah, to bring your protagonist.
I mean, I think I even like that mercenary dude more than her.
Dude, the mercenary was awesome.
He was such a fucking prick.
Yeah, it was so funny though.
But he
Yeah,
was
I forgot
committed
about
to his job, whatever it took.
Take the balls. Take.
Oh yeah, I forgot
I love
about
that line. He's so funny.
Oh my
Take the
god.
They're like, you can be a superhuman, you just won't have your balls.
Yeah,
and he's like, take the balls.
No,
At that
actually,
point,
he
he just
struggled
sneezes
against
stuff at
No,
that
he
point.
struggled against getting his testicles taken off.
Did he
because-
really?
Yeah,
No,
he,
I didn't want that.
he didn't want that.
Well, of course. but-
He didn't want that because they said they had to remove him because he was infected with the Diclonus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he would produce Diclonus if he had sex. So they just have a lot
Like
of them
that?
bitches. That actually pissed him off. But
He
Everything
still
else he
said
was-
that line.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
I remember dying as it.
he still said that. But he said that because he knew what would happen.
I
So
remember
it was like-
before watching it, Jackson's like, "There's a line about balls in there. Just watch."
Ball line.
And I got there and I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
So funny. He is such a d-bag. though.
He is.
Oh my god.
He out Hercules the Hercule.
He
I don't
dude,
know
that
about
first scene where that girl
Same.
just walks up behind him
And
and
he
he just
smacks her.
fucking like.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a smack. He fucking throttles just fucking like.
bitch slap beyond bitch slap.
Yeah, she's bleeding out the mouth and everything, you know,
Oh, yeah.
flowing across the fucking room.
Oh yeah, and it makes me. It seems like everything is just.
And he
meant to
doesn't say
make you hate
sorry. He
humans.
doesn't.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
doesn't say sorry. He doesn't say, "Oh my god, I can't believe I."
I didn't
no,
see you
No,
there.
he what does he say?
He straight up tells her,
What's
he
that?
was like, "Don't sneak up on me. Next time it'll be fucking worse," or some shit
Yeah.
like that. It's like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Who is
You know what I
this?
hated more than that is no scientists or anything help the chick up or
Oh,
like back
right?
talk them. Like, dude, that's not cool.
Yeah,
like,
no.
anything.
They just
No.
like looked and then they're like, okay.
Yeah, I
back
guess
to
he does that
business.
every day, or you know, he's just the
That's
king
just
of the world.
him. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, you know, like go
Yeah.
punch that guy right in his useless dick, because that's what it is.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
See, he's one of those characters they definitely made you want to hate.
Yeah.
They specifically designed
So
him
good.
to be hated.
Or Hercule.
Unlike this main chick character, I don't remember
When
her
he
name.
hits, what's her face, the orphan girl?
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
remember being pretty ticked about that. It was so uncalled for. Just like pretty much everything he does.
Everything in the show? Yeah.
Yeah, everything he does specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, but I love her because she's just like, holds up his fucking like IOU to his face, like somebody's beating me up.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
so cute.
You're just like, oh my god, you're so adorable. I just want to take you home with me.
Well, do you guys have any last thoughts on the anime? Anything last things you want to say about it?
It's a must watch. If you're an anime person, it's also a must buy. If you're not a huge collector but you enjoy watching, watch it at the very least.
If you
you're
just
a
want a
collector, it needs to be in your collection.
If you just want to watch something good, watch it. If you want a good story, watch it. If you want action, drama, sci-fi,
comedy,
watch it.
But be careful when you try to buy this because it's not always the most flattering of.
I'll never buy this. Like at a video
I will never
store.
take this at Hastings or anything.
Just
I would
ask
have
me.
a problem.
Yeah.
Just ask me. I'll just walk up there.
I've bought
I don't give a crap. I'll be like,
Most
what?
people wouldn't even know what it is.
One time,
let me put it this
one
way.
time,
I bought fucking Steel Angel Kurumi.
That's-
DVD by DVD,
I
bought weeks. It was like every week you just see this half naked girl fucking on the cover. Just like just buying this, walking out with a big grin on my face when I was like 14 years old.
One time I was at Walmart and I bought a Naruto Shippuden DVD, and they're like, or this chick was like, "Is this the Japanimation stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go watch that." She's like, "Oh, I never got into the anime. I'm more of a D&D person." And I was like, "Okay."
You should have just
You're
been
trying to
like,
make me feel bad about my nerdiness?
yeah. Like, who are you? Who are you?
No. For anybody that's watching or listening to this, I walked into Hastings and bought Amazing Nurse Nanako. Look it up. And
I know what that is.
And you will know I do not
Yeah, I know
give a
what that
shit what
is.
people
I'm
think.
not sure if this tops it. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
No, you won.
Bought that
You won.
with the case. I was just like, what?
You know
They know. They
What?
know.
Yeah, you know what
They
I
know.
I don't care. Like, what? You don't do that? Yeah, I bet you don't. Yeah, say it to my face because you're a liar. Shut up.
It's like with anime, you have the out. Oh,
See,
I watch
I
it for the
also
artistic.
did this, like I
What's
said,
the
a lot
story?
of this started up when I was like
Much of
13,
boobs.
14, when I just straight up watched it. So
Yeah.
I was like just walking out of there with fucking 13, 14-year-olds with fucking like these
Yeah.
animes.
I
It
mean-
was awesome.
I was 16 when I did that, and I was just like, say something else.
Say some shit.
Say
else,
something.
cashier.
Well, everybody, we're getting close to an hour, so we're probably gonna wrap this one up. This is Jared,
Thomas?
Carlos.
Jackson.
Richard?
and thank you for listening. We're on Facebook, Twitter,
YouTube.
YouTube,
Tumblr?
on Tumblr, yes, as
we have
well.
a website now.
We also have a website on WordPress, dot select your player. We're on there. Twitter, it's just Kon-Heads.
That was pretty
YouTube,
much the cover.
select your player. So thank you for listening. This is all for us this episode.
Good night.
Good night.
I would say